There, guys. How you guys doing out there? Let me turn this down a little bit. You guys let me know if you can hear me and the music. Hey, so welcome. Warren here. So I just wanted to hang out and just share what I do in the background with you guys. And here it's high noon in Hawaii. And I think the East Coast is 6 hours ahead. So 6 o'clock there and 5 Central. So many time zones, so many time zones. And some of us are working like I am. Some of us are getting off work. Some of us are on work and just taking a break. But yeah, I just wanted to hang out with you for a little while, maybe an hour or so. And I have a couple things that I want to chat about while we work. But mostly, if you have a question for me, just go ahead and throw a big old Q in front of it. And I'll try to answer. But yeah, just working in the background and jamming out. But like I said, let me know in the comments, in the chat, if you can hear me or if the music is too loud in the background, or even if you can hear the music at all. But before I go into what I want to talk about, how are you guys doing out there? Go ahead and let me know what's going on. How are you getting by? And we'll just chat and just vibe out for a little while, see what's going on. So I've been reading Massimo Pigliucci's latest book, The Quest for Character. And it's one of the things I want to talk about. Not a deep dive on it or anything. I just want to tell you what I think and throw it around and tell me what you think. But yeah. But one of the first things I was thinking about the other days, do you guys know, like, let's say an accountant personally, or a lawyer, or a doctor as a friend, right? That you could just call up and ask a question. And I was thinking about that. And except for guys in the military, guys and gals in the military with specialties, I was thinking, I don't know anybody. And then I was trying to put it in context. And I was like, you know what? It's fine, actually, because with technology now that we have, I mean, but the intimacy of and the trust really without having to vet them any more than you already did as friends, right? Just to reach out to. And then that led me into thinking about celebrities and people who are starstruck and would seek out celebrities, for a selfie or for an autograph or for any reason. And I wouldn't do that probably except for Charlize Theron. Yeah, I would probably try to get a picture with her. But There are people who do this, and I was just thinking, for that, I don't want to underscore what it means for them, but at the end of the day, what does it mean, right? To go through the hassle sometimes of getting past their people to get to them. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, am I the only one who doesn't see that as something that I want to chase? And I understand it. I understand it. It's our human condition, but I was just throwing it around. It interests me because uh, if I saw them and I was close enough, I think, to recognize them, I would. I would. But I don't know about seeking them out per se for any reason. Just me. I'm gonna get some work done. You guys throw that around. Tell me what you think. We'll talk some more about that. The whole starstruckedness. So nothing on your minds out there. Nothing pressing and in need of a discussion. uh, I'm actually working on some research, I think, for a topic I want to tackle in the future. Not going to give it away though, but yeah, something for the near future. But I mean, what do you guys think? You think I'm picking on folks who seek the attention of those in the limelight? Or, and it's not all of them. I know it's not everybody, and it's not all of them. But it sends several messages in our culture about what success and fame really is. think I was just thinking about it while looking at this stuff. I think the only two famous people I ever came relatively close to, and one most people probably, unless you follow golf, and I don't follow golf, not in that way, but VJ Singh. I don't think he plays anymore either, but he was on a flight that I was on, VJ Singh. And then, oh, I know I'm gonna, as a matter of fact, I know I don't know his name, but there's this short South American actor, older guy. He's never a lead role, but he plays really good B roles. Um, FanDuel. He's in FanDuel's in an ad for FanDuel. Walked into a restaurant, a little corner place here in Hawaii, and he was there, and I think he was getting sushi, and so was I. So chance, and we just said hello, and that was about it. That was about it. But I get it. I don't have to understand it, but I get it. What are you guys drinking on out there? Tea, coffee, adult beverages, or maybe something else? Me, because it's work for me, work time. 12:23 here in Hawaii, the West Pacific. It's coffee. I might switch to tea though. Plan on being up a while. Won't keep you guys though. Just do this for another half hour or so. I've got one other topic from Massimo's book I want to throw out there at you and see what you think. But I'm actually still thinking about the whole idea of being famous or knowing people that are, or people that are influential, not just famous, but influential, important people. And then we could argue that importance is relevant, right? Because my friends are important to me. The ones I do have, the few that I do have, they are important to me. And they are professionals in their own right. But again, they're military. I don't know any civilian professionals. Like I said, I don't know a doctor I could just call up and ask a question. I don't know an accountant, not to mention have them on retainer. I don't know. It might be a waste of my time thinking about that, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Mind if I grab some more coffee? I tried to run out of the shot and do it, and I realized you're live. Be right back. All right, I'm back. My apologies. Guys still having fun? I understand. Our time is one of the only things we're in control of, so it's precious. I get that. Soloing isn't bad. It's kind of like white space on the calendar, right? Because you have some, doesn't mean you have to fill it. So, second time around, I don't actually don't come into these with any expectations other than to not flop entirely or make a colossal error. Pretty good music to work to, huh? Kind of let your thoughts not be so scattered. I mean, they still come scatteringly, but just having some calming music in the background sometimes just help to tame them down a little bit so they're not so scattered. But some pieces are just a little bit more in tune with the mood than others. But enough of my talking, back to work. I need to stop shaking the table too. So I said I was still reading. I'm not done reading it, but I'm reading Massimo Pigliucci's latest book, The Quest for Character, right? Teaching virtue to leaders. And without giving it away too much, it's basically about some characters, rulers we know about. And I don't say characters with a mean intent. I meant just folks we know about. And guys like Nero and Alexander, and more importantly, the people that they surrounded themselves with in terms of counsel, like Socrates, Plato, Seneca, Zeno, the young Cato. And even though they ended up doing whatever the heck they wanted in terms of in terms of tyranny, if you're talking about guys like Nero, um, I mean, Alexander did his fair share of killing, and I'm sure his soldiers looted and did all the things that shouldn't happen. But I'm talking about the men that they were at heart, and the fact that they were willing to include these philosophers and stoics in their decision making and in their lives. Again, even though not often, but a lot of times they went their own way and didn't follow counsel, but they sought it. Guys like Alexander, for sure, sought it. And it made me, or while I'm reading about it, I'm thinking about leaders now, if they even, and I'm not trying to be pretentious with it, and act like if they don't, it looks unfavorable on their overall character. But I think it matters if they even read these guys, or if they think about that when they're seeking counsel on the wisdom that these people possess, or do they just surround themselves with like-minded thinkers? And I think I know the answer. I think I know the answer, but I don't know. But it's interesting that, and we're talking about rulers that had their hands in the world, really could have conquered the world. Guys like Alexander could have gone all the way and actually conquered the world. And they were willing to listen. And I stay away from politics, but I'm informed. But these cats that we have these days as leaders, and I'm talking about from all ilks, from the two predominant parties, and from every other corner of America. Whatever your party or belief, I just wonder, do they know of these guys? Do they seek sound counsel, or do they just, again, seek those that are like-minded thinkers? And the counsel is the same, because those guys, again, though they were trying to take over the world, the issues were the same. The social issues I'm sure were the same. What to do after, those questions. Um, how are things going to be divvied? Who gets what? And sadly, who doesn't? I think it was Alexander when he conquered Asia said, I didn't, and I'm paraphrasing, I didn't come here to make a deal in thinking of what you could give me, but what I should leave you, right? So there's that. So there point is there were the have-nots and the haves then too. So the issues were the same. And these guys, like I said, were conquerors of vast lands and nations and countries, and they were still willing to listen. And I think Massimo is onto something here. I'm very much into the read, and I want to see where he goes with it. But the quest for character, what the story of Socrates and Alcibiades teaches us about our search for good leaders. And without sounding cheesy, we need it badly more so than ever, I think. But yeah, had me while reading thinking about it, like which leader could I pick out today and say he or she has tenets like philosopher X, ruler X, stoic X from time past. And I don't know them all. I don't deep dive and follow to the point of knowing them all. So I don't. So that's my own fault. But the ones that are usually in the news or the highlighters, I can't find one. So so clearly he's onto something. One of the reasons he probably wrote the book, right? Because he's looking around thinking the same thing. And I'm sure, as I'm sure you are. But interesting read, interesting read. But I think I'm on to something here for that next topic that I want to get onto. And I think we're going to stick around, us two. We're going to stick around for another 3 minutes or so. And then I'm going to sign off and work in the background and bid you farewell until our next conversation on another episode or until another live stream. So I'll pop back on and say bye. But in the meantime, let's find something to jam out to. What do you say? Little too quiet, I think, right? Let me find us something else. Actually, let's go out to that. That's not bad. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go out to that. All right, folks, gonna wrap it up and work in the background. Thanks for stopping by and giving me a listening ear and hanging out and vibing a little bit. And like I said, until our next conversation or our next live, you be good out there. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk again soon. We'll see you.